Why, you're a renegade, Polyblank. A loose cannon. When I said retire, I didn't mean retirement. I meant dead meat. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask for your badge, and your gun, and your other gun, and your other badge, and your badge gun, and your gun badge. Get the hell out of my office.
Boy, are you guys in for a psychedelic treat today. And that's not an understatement. This game is weird. Extremely weird. So weird that I spent $5 and 4 hours playing this game. And boy, what a short and sweet experience it was. But to truly appreciate it, we need to take it back to the beginning, February 7th, 2014. To give it some perspective, this was a small indie game that was released over 9 years ago. It was developed by Necrophone Games, the creators of, well, JazzPunk. Yeah, JazzPunk and its subsequent DLC is the only game the studio has ever made, which is bizarre because this game is really fun. It's a single-player adventure game published by Adult Swim Games, and released exclusively on PC in 2014. However, 2 years later, it was released on PS4. It still isn't available on Xbox though. And yeah, that's really all the backstory there is to know about this game. The world in this game is very attractive, for lack of better words. The visuals just made it feel like a very unique experience. Everything is cel-shaded, giving that vintage yet futuristic look that is stunning. It's pretty much what the 50s envisioned the future to look like with The Incredibles or The Jetsons, for example. In this 1950s jazz-based world, you play as Polyblank, a voiceless protagonist that's there to fill the main character void. You're sent on top-secret missions by your employer, the director. He's honestly not a very helpful person and gets you into a lot more trouble than you actually would yourself. But he exists to further the game, of course. You also have Secretary 9. She doesn't really do anything, she's just there to be the director's secretary. And then you have the main villain of the game, the editor. He doesn't really show up until about 2/3 of the way through the game, but he's still the antagonist nonetheless. And that's really all the important main characters in the game. Now, like I said earlier, this game is super weird, so it's going to be quite difficult to explain the story, considering I don't fully understand what's going on with it either. So just bear with me while I try to do this. You, Polyblank, begin in a subway station on your way to meet the director. After sitting in a waiting room with Secretary 9, you go to see him. He gives you a brief mission description saying you need to steal a data cartridge from a Soviet consulate. Why? Because it's important. So you take your pills and in you go.
Go away.
While this level does have its main objective, walking around the playable area is infinitely more rewarding in your entertainment. Like when I found this random pizza box, opened it, and got sucked into a pizza video game where I fought pizza monsters to escape. Yes, that actually happened. But eventually, after entering cyberspace, shaking a cereal box for a key, and dialing 1 on the rotary phone, you get the data cartridge. Feeding a few fish later, and maybe pulling the ice alarm on your way out, you're back with the director. You're then sent on another top-secret mission to retrieve a cowboy's artificial kidney worth 25 billion yen. Yes, they use yen as the currency. So while you're on your way to meet this cowboy, maybe you can take some time to try some yummy vending machine food. Maybe discover people aren't who they say they are. Have a one-on-one duel with lightning powers, or even star in your very own boxing match.
I challenge you, Polyblank.
Spectacular!
Anyways, after you get done messing around while the world is probably on the line, you enter a restaurant to talk to the cowboy. Don't forget to take your shoes off first though. A few spiders and a catfish later, the cowboy throws up his kidney, among other organs, and you're good to go. Surprise! You're back at the station. It's flooding, and the director wants to send you on a vacation for all the hard work you've been putting in lately. One car crash later, you made it to the Kai Tak Resort. And to state the obvious, no, this is no normal resort.
Dude, that was nano-tubular.
Try taking a stroll on the beach. You might just dig up a mammoth. Perhaps see a pig rolling around on wheels. Or maybe get into a fight with an old Honda Accord.
Fight.
Walk around back and you might find the secrets to time travel. And once you finally check into your hotel room, ring ring, the banana phone is calling. Surprise, it's the director. He has a mission for you. Swap out an evil man's briefcase with your own. How do you achieve this? Cross-dressing. Anyways, fast forward and the plan fails. And the bad guy, better known as the editor, has kidnapped the director. Some crazy dude tells you this is all a dream and you go through some psychedelic Matrix trip just to wake yourself up. Now, it's up to you to save the director. You meet with the editor and he challenges you in a game of sport for the director back. One lag-induced golf game later, and a Jetson trip across the city, it's now time for gravy boat racing. Win the race and beat him at VR tennis, he'll literally explode from his own pride. Then you save the director, turn him into an alligator, and then he eats you. The end. Rushing through this game makes it boring. It's only when you take in the environments and activities when this game gets wacky and weird, and it stops at no expense to deliver what it promised. Like, I bet you didn't even know there's an entire GoldenEye-inspired FPS cake game built into JazzPunk. Also, there is a grocery store DLC, but I won't hang you up on that one in this video. For as short as this game is, it packs a lot of content, and a lot of jazz, too.
I hope you're ready for another job.
It's all about the jazz, man.
This definitely feels like one of those old ROM games you would insert to your PC as a kid. And that's most definitely not a bad thing. If anything, it gets me nostalgic over something I just discovered. It feels old school, and it's pretty charming in that regard. Also, this game has a weird obsession with hands. Like, there are a lot of moments that require your overly detailed hands. Cybernetic hands, hands on stick, Street Fighter brawling, and so on. They're even on sale in the DLC. Just a random thought, though. It is really hard to convey the humor and experience this game brings you in a short YouTube video. As much as I can explain and convey my love for this game, you just need to play it to appreciate it for its experience. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is probably the most wacky and strange video game I have ever played, and it really felt like an unhinged trip to get through it. The game really does just bolster another type of experience, and for that, I can appreciate Necrophone Games for handing out such a unique and bizarre experience.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have commit. We have liftoff.
But yeah. That's all I really have. This game's great, so go try it out.